stand and pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, on roll call, Mr. Ayer.
I am here.
Mr. Bartlett.
Here.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Here.
Dr. Lewis.
Here.
Mrs. Rankin.
Here.
Mr. York.
Here.
All right, I know most of you have probably already heard the very sad news about Martin Kepke.
I just heard that from the lady who approved it.
I really can't begin to say, what a great guy he was, tremendous individual, tremendous value to this village, tremendous loss to this village. Fortunately, Matt and I were able to see him here recently, and I was lucky enough to be able to give him a proclamation. It was quite moving. So would you join me just in a moment of silence for Martin, please? All right, thank you.
His memorial service today was absolutely beautiful, and it was packed at the Norman Chapel at Spring Grove Cemetery.
That's what the lady that I ran into outside said. It was really nice. I did not even know he had died.
Yeah.
He was a good guy, good hard worker too.
Really good guy. All right, any questions regarding the minutes from the October 9th meeting?
Since I wasn't here, I did have one question.
Weren't
For
even
the-
here and you got a question.
Yeah, I know. Well, but I'm trying to catch up. For the heater, the heater for the bay thing, it's gonna get charged to the general fund? Because, when we did the 5-year capital forecast, I put it into the permanent improvement fund. But I just wanted, should I move it out of the permanent improvement fund and into the general fund? When we have that tracking sheet,
Yeah. I know we had a little discussion about where we were going to charge that. It was kind of going back and forth, and the firemen were concerned about not having a charge to them or something. I mean, it's a maintenance item to the building.
That's, well, but usually we say it's a new thing, right? We're adding
It
something
is,
new.
well,
so
we're
it's
not,
more like-
we're replacing,
But
we're
it has a-
replacing.
it probably has a 25-year life.
Yeah.
So, again, from the 5-year capital forecast, we've been showing it in the permanent improvement fund, not in the general fund. So I want to make sure we're all aligned on that, so if that's where we're going to send it, I want to take it out of that 5-year forecast thing.
All right. Anyone else have an opinion as to where we want to take this out of? Kelly, do you have a thought?
I think we take it out of the, I agree with Rob.
Permanent improvement fund? Yeah, I mean, it just feels more like a
25
capital,
years.
with a 25-year life on it and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's a new one, right? We're taking out an old one and putting in a new one?
Yes.
Yeah.
How much was it? Oh, no.
$9,300 is what it says, not to
Yeah.
exceed $9,300.
Yeah. Have we seen the final invoice on that?
It's a,
Allison found money in the general fund to pay for it, because I don't know that the $9,300, is it in the permanent?
It was not in the original budget, but we've also, some other things we
Some other things
canceled.
Shifted around, right, but so what is that gonna take then, as far as making sure that that money is appropriated for the heater
Why-
versus whatever else it may have been appropriated for?
I will defer to the
yeah,
assistant. the
I'll
assistant.
work with Allison, and,
I'm assuming though,
so we've already,
appropriation change is gonna need an appropriations ordinance or
well, that's, yeah, that's,
resolution or whatever.
if we need to reappropriate, we're gonna have to look into that.
Okay.
So, that deserves some delving into.
So you're just asking a question, we're not amending the
Right,
minutes.
right, yeah, because you guys said this in the meeting, I did not want to change that, I just wanted to just make sure I understood
Okay,
what the plan
all
was.
right, all right, good enough. Motion and a second then to accept the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Well, Rob, you're
Abstain.
gonna vote, yeah. Mrs. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right, we'll accept those minutes. All right, looks like communication's kind of light this week. We have the one communications about the Federal Emergency Management Agency. I'm I'm assuming Chris isn't here, that he's,
Well, we have to adopt the resolution
oh, we have to
later.
adopt the resolution.
So it's,
For a little bit later. Yeah, okay.
Correct.
Any questions about this? Okay. All right, permission to address council. No one wishes to speak? All right. Okay, well, let's see, motion to pay the bills. Any question regarding the bills? This, I don't think anything is unusual on it this week. Anybody?
Have we gotten any reimbursement from Hamilton County on that mini planning grant?
Yes,
We did.
yes.
Okay.
18, a little over 18.
1,000?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, because we reimbursed for 2 payments that we made to Kleinger's.
Okay, and that went back into the, awesome.
And the total amount of that grant was 40,000, was it?
30.
30.
30.
Okay, so we received 18 so far. Is that-
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And Chris just submitted an invoice for just around 12, so that'll take care of that.
What's the 12 for?
More Kleinger's.
Just more,
Yeah.
more client, okay,
The development plans?
okay.
And, well,
Question?
and it's not, but did we get the MRF? We asked for the funds for that, for
We
the
did get that as well.
40,000 for them?
Awesome.
Excellent, excellent.
All right,
You should leave more often.
yeah.
You get so much more done when I'm not here.
Second.
All right, all right, motion to pay the bills, please.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
aye.
Dr. Lewis. Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, pay those bills.
Pay those bills.
And I think we only have the one committee report. Kelly,
Yes.
this is the,
Let me find it in here somewhere.
this was the Public Works, October the
you.
19th.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you. Wow, you guys. Okay. The Public Works and Service Committee met on October 17th at 3 PM to discuss the service department structure with the retirement of John Scherpenberg and Kevin Schmidt at the end of the year. In attendance were Committee Chairperson Kelly Rankin, Committee Member Randy York, Village Administrator Chuck Barlow, Maintenance Supervisor John Scherpenberg, Maintenance Employee Ben James, Councilperson Marcy Lewis, and Mayor Brown. Discussion was had to determine what classification type of employees is best suited, because type is singular, is best suited to allow the department to run effectively. There is a need for 2 individuals to be hired. It was decided that further analysis of one of the roles of the service department is necessary to decide precisely what skills are desirable. Chairperson Rankin and Ben James will investigate the possibility of a maintenance agreement with Honest One in Fairfax. I have follow-up information on it. This will be revisited the week of 10/23. The committee recommends launching an immediate search for the job description attached to allow sufficient time for the search process. Respectfully submitted, Kelly Rankin, Chairman, Rob Bartlett abstain, and Randy York, member.
Okay, we've heard the report. Any discussion?
So is this Kevin's role then? Is that what,
Well, that's
sort of, kind of?
sort of, kind of, and that was one of the things that we talked about, is do we need a mechanic? And that's why the comment is in here about Ben and I talking about some kind of agreement with Honest One to do,
okay.
Standard maintenance. And wanted to know if we could possibly include the police fleet in that agreement. Just going for volume, hopefully getting better rate. I did have she's on vacation, so I talked to Nick Pitsley today, and he was telling me that they actually have a relationship with tire discounters on Red Bank. They get unbelievable.
Oh, down on Red Bank, not the one down the hill?
Red Bank,
Bank?
right? So my understanding is it's a fantastic relationship. So I kind of want to follow-up comment with the honest one, because I think it's worth having a conversation also with our discounters,
Yeah, yeah,
if
okay.
they can do the same thing.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know a lot about honest one, I just know that Ben said that he does a lot of business there, but
Sure.
certainly had some real positive feedback about tire discounters.
Yeah, we all know the manager that works there.
Oh, it's,
In Fairfax, Chandler.
Chandler Hatch, right?
Chandler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he
Okay.
takes care of us, and
Yeah.
literally whenever we text him or whatever, if we have problems, he's like, bring it on in. And
That's huge.
gets it done, literally that day if it's something simple, but always puts us literally first of the line for everything.
And Kelly, I think it's a great idea too, to try and get some scale on that too, by, you know, if they're already using them, to see, well, if you add this to it, does it help the rate at all, or stuff like that?
Well, and the other comment we made, and Randy knows, you know, regarding mechanic, and not to disrespect Kevin's skills by any way, shape, or form, because he was incredibly skilled, but he's not a certified mechanic. And so having a certified mechanic work on him certainly helps out with warranty, or, you know. And with police cars, it's gotta be a certified mechanic that works on them. So it's definitely worth another conversation with them. So that's a little bit of an update.
Yeah, I think the conversation is worthwhile, but I think we're, you know, if we're talking about a mechanic, we don't need a mechanic to change oil.
Right.
You know, so we need to, the scale and the scope of the work needs to be a little more, I think, defined. I
Right.
would think almost any person that you would hire, the guys down there right now know how to change the oil. But if there's mechanical work to be done, that's a different deal. And then mechanical work that would be required that's outside the scope of the warranty is what we're really talking about here. Because warranty work would go back to the dealer. But we need to shake down some of these options. We're not there yet.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Do we want to, is this more informational? Do we want to vote on this, or?
Well, because I mean, you're talking about posting the role thing? Because I agree with you, I mean, the sooner we can get it out there, the better.
Yeah, I mean, it's just for one, I mean, we know we need two, but again, we need to fine tune the other role.
Yeah.
But we
But
definitely
we do need to get
a
the posting
laborer.
out there. Yeah, that,
I think we gotta get moving on that ASAP.
Yeah, because that's what I read this to say is you know, again, you're recommending this immediate search for this job description. So,
I guess
yes,
the vote would be, we all are in agreement in getting it posted, then we get it posted.
yeah.
So we're posting the job for,
Like a general laborer?
but with all these qualifications that are on there. Okay.
well, if you're not careful with the quiet, suddenly you're not into a general laborer anymore.
Well, I mean, service worker.
Yeah.
Call it, you know, I mean, not super high skilled, basically, no, almost like an entry level, is the way I see it, but obviously I'm not the only one making the decision or the recommendation. Feel free to.
I see it as being entry level. That's
Yeah,
it.
but I
Yeah.
think that what I heard is that most of these guys have guys or girls have mechanical aptitude anyway.
Exactly,
And they're not gonna be certified,
exactly.
Right.
because we're not gonna find anybody certified to do that, and if we do, it costs too much.
Right.
So, you know, this is, I think we settled on, these skills are the skills we need, the other skills will be
Yeah.
third-party contracted skills.
You know, something I would add, and I'm not intimately familiar with the service department and their staff and how they do things, but just from watching things over the years, when we lose Kevin, when we talk about a mechanic, yeah, there's servicing of automobiles and trucks and so forth, engines and that kind of thing. That I can see, you know, tire discounters doing, but Kevin has some very special skills with just a very strong mechanical aptitude and the ability to, I mean, he reminds me of my uncle who was a farmer and just knows how, when something breaks down, he knows how to fix anything. So it doesn't matter whether it's, you know, the front of a snowplow or some gizmo on the leaf blower or something just unrelated. Every one of our street lights, knowing how they work and how to
Yeah, that's
replace
a big one.
everything. Kevin has all that knowledge, and that won't be replaced by anybody we presently have or this person. So I kind of think we need more of a more skilled, experienced person to fill that gap.
Would you-
And/or we bring Kevin in part-time when he's past his
That's
90
part-
days.
that's- Yeah, that's the other part.
That's part of the plan, then we can bring these younger guys up.
Or to build on your comments, or maybe Kevin could train some of the other current guys to take over some of his responsibilities that he had about the lighting and all sort of good stuff.
Yeah, so that's why we only made a recommendation on one, because we know the other one's gotta get tweaked.
Yeah.
So we'll have a follow-up Public Works meeting to fine
Yeah,
tune that.
and start
This
refining
isn't,
this.
this isn't two jobs right here, this is just one.
Right, right. Let's just get the posting out there and start to see what, get the worm in the water, so to speak, see what we catch.
And where will we post it? I'm not familiar with when we post jobs like this.
Mechanics Illustrated?
Mechanics Illustrated.
Mechanics are us, you always get those mixed up.
We don't put it out on our posting boards.
You don't take that, you don't read that?
We put it out on our 6 posting boards around the village.
Exercising.
Okay.
So Kelly, but no,
You
seriously,
can do
that's a
center
good question.
local, center local government, we can post there. Trade magazines, I don't
Well,
know,
but
open
even
to
in-
suggestions.
I think I mentioned to you, even in, Indeed.com or stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's,
Somebody recommended to me for an entry-level role like that, maybe you can just do Indeed.com.
Well,
That's what I was thinking. I was
I think John might be a
wondering.
source too, to tell us where we might post
John would be a good
for something
source.
like this, so we can.
I think the Great Oak, Scarlet Oak,
Mhm.
that we could very possibly get a graduate from there or a recent graduate. I think we should work
Yeah.
through them too, their placement service,
Yeah.
whatever they have.
good idea.
That's a real good
yeah,
idea.
because I think that would be even handier for the other role that we
Mhm.
agree on. So I think that would provide more skills we still need to look for.
Yeah. Oh.
So thank you.
Okay, so are we voting or not?
I think you should.
We should vote. All right, then, a motion and a second to accept this report.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer,
Aye.
Rob,
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight,
Aye.
Dr. Lewis,
Aye.
Ms. Rankin,
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
Okay. All right, and miscellaneous, Baker's Night will be this Tuesday, October the 31st. Sure hope the weather's good. I don't know whether anybody noticed, but leaf collection did start today. In fact, I did see him out there. I think we might just have one truck out there right now. But anyway, it has started today. Village offices will be closed Friday, November the 10th, observation of Veterans Day. Now, this is kind of important, guys. Council. Council packet must be received in village office by Thursday, the 9th, by 11 o'clock, because Joni has certain issues, and that's going to be the drop-dead cutoff time for it this coming council. Which, by the way, we have a 3-week gap between now and then.
So the 13th.
Huh?
The 13th will be the next meeting.
Yeah. Mhm. Permanent improvement meeting for 2024 will be held, that's, of course, that's the December the 18th. That'll be our last council meeting of the year, but we will be holding the permanent improvement meeting just prior to, well, starting at 5:30. And depending on how long that meeting takes, we're going to go almost immediately then into council.
It shouldn't take very long.
Okay.
We fine-tuned that pretty well last year.
Yeah.
We have a good head start too with the
Yes.
work that the committee's been working on.
Okay, we do have a lot of resolutions and things to get through here tonight, so everybody bear with us.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, this is the third reading to reappoint Brad Lockhart and Tina Getter as a member of the Architectural Review Board for the calendar years 2024 and 2025.
All right, oh, shoot, I just lost my place. This is the third reading, correct?
Correct.
Correct. All right, so I need a motion and a second to
So moved.
accept.
Second?
Mr. Ayer,
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
Okay, this says third reading, it's actually the second reading, to appoint Eileen Beatty as a member of the Architectural Review Board for calendar year 2024.
All right, that's this being the second reading. Any discussion regarding Eileen's appointment to the ARB?
Glad to have another representative of the historical district on here.
That's a good point.
Well, and you live over there, and you
That's what Marcy said.
one-time resident. Well, just for those who weren't paying attention.
But we were.
Doesn't she live in the historical district?
Does she, does anybody?
Somebody check her address
say
in
that?
case she lives in the historical district. Come on, your turn.
Hey, look,
You ready?
you try tracking this. All right, move on, please.
All right, this is the third reading to reappoint Brad Lockhart as a member of the Parks Advisory Board for calendar year 2024.
All right, a motion and a second to appoint Brad.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, this is the third reading to reappoint Brian Kelly and Tom Gilmore as a member of the Pool Commission for the calendar years 2024 and 2025.
All right, a motion and a second to appoint.
So moved. Second.
Second.
Wait a minute,
Have a second.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Matthew and Rob.
Okay.
Matthew and Marcy.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, they'll be appointed.
Okay, this is the third reading to confirm the reappointment of Michael Lockhart as swim pool manager for calendar years 2024 and 2025.
All right, motion and a second to appoint
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
I do have a minor question. Is there a difference when we appoint someone versus when we hire someone, or is that the same thing?
It's the same thing.
Okay. I just wondered, because some things are like
Some positions-
in the code, and some things are just employees. And I just wondered if there was a difference between when we approve to appoint versus hire, or it's all the same thing.
And most things are appointed by the mayor, and then council generally approves.
Okay.
Hires.
Then they get, hired.
Yeah. I'm all for appointing Mike, whatever we call it. I just
Yeah.
want to
No, you're right.
know how
Understand
that
he's been
goes.
very good.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the third reading to reappoint Andrew Seeger, Steve Spooner, Mark Lastmeyer, John Figs, and John Morgan as a member of the South 80s Trails, Gardens, and Park Advisory Board for the calendar year of 2024.
Okay, motion and a second to appoint all these fine young men.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
Okay. To reappoint Barbara Whitaker as a voting member of the Tree Advisory Board for the calendar year 2024.
All right, motion and a second to put Ms. Whitaker on.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, this is the third reading to reappoint Marcy Lewis as a non-voting member of the Tree Advisory Board for the calendar years 2024 and 2025.
All right. We've already had discussion on Marcy, so a motion and, motion and a second to put her on.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis. Yeah, you can vote for yourself.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right. You're on.
Okay,
All right.
this is the second reading to confirm the reappointment of Chuck Barlow as part-time village administrator for calendar year 2024.
All right, this being the second reading, I'm certain that there wants to be some discussion here.
I'd like to start off the discussion.
Please do.
I would like to thank you wholeheartedly for the work you've done. You've been amazing in every capacity. I've only heard good things about your work with the pool, the tennis, with Bill. Kelly feels like you're an integral part in helping her. I'd also like to point out that Chuck has been taking on some of Richard's roles in Richard's absence, helping Kelly bring up to speed with payroll, et cetera. And finally, with regard to the Economic Development Steering Committee, his wide base of knowledge regarding tax and his experience in municipal government, implementing those structures to bring business in has been instrumental and extremely helpful. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Bill, I talked to Ed about this before, because it's with the Sunshine Law, about you can go into executive session for considering an appointment of a public employee. I think, I would move that we go into
Yeah,
executive session.
if you move that, just make the move, and then somebody will second, then vote on the move to executive session.
And this is not a knock on, I want to make sure, this is not a knock on Chuck, it's the role and everything else.
No, yeah, it is. If we're going to talk about someone's employment, particularly past performance, it's a good idea to do it. I agree. So,
That's what you wish to do?
Yeah, yeah, well, it's talking about the role also, I mean, it's the, so.
all right, you got the move. Who's going to second?
Second.
Yeah, Matt seconds. Do a roll call vote.
All right, Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Ms. Brown, aye?
Aye.
Dr.
Jody,
Lowe?
did you record this or make notes on this? It just say Ron Bartlett made the motion to go into executive session to discuss employment. That's a legitimate reason to go into executive session. And then it was seconded by Matt, just so we got it done. Because years ago, we got in a little bit of trouble because our notes didn't reflect what really happened.
Okay.
I just want to check one thing, because I sat through that seminar today, and, there's certain aspects of employment that are okay to discuss in executive discussion, and I think I took a picture of the screen. Because it kind of depends on in what capacity you want to discuss it.
There's the code book.
To consider appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee.
So what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
you can do it. You can go into executive session.
I-
Yeah, I've looked at this before. I told Rob earlier today you can do it, yeah,
Okay.
if that's what you want.
Okay. You comfy,
It
Marcy?
says certain personnel matters must be specific.
You want to go into executive session to discuss the appointment or appointment of Chuck Barlow to continue on as the village administrator, part-time administrator.
All right. Just want to make sure we're doing it by the rules.
So are you voting
Well,
yes?
To you.
I got to
Yes,
tell you.
I'm voting yes.
You guys, something, and I appreciate all your help on these legal issues. I appreciate them, I really do, because I can't be expected to know all this stuff, but I had checked this out after Rob called real quick. And Rob's position is correct, but long as you guys get into non-legal issues, and I never get into policy here at the village. I don't think you've ever heard me say one word about it, but I think this guy's terrific. I think he's done an absolutely remarkable job here. He's so helpful to me and everything, and he knows the law like the rest of us do, only he doesn't have to look it up like I do, which I think is a real
Okay,
plus.
Bill, I move Chuck Barlow for village solicitor.
Right.
All right. Look,
Just kidding, Ed.
if I could just
Are you
finish the roll
moving?
call.
I'm voting yes, aye.
Aye.
All
Okay.
right, so we're going to go.
Chuck and Bob and Eileen, you guys got to leave right now.
Yeah.
Hey, when you leave, would you tell the?
Wait, a minute, are you doing
volunteers to
it,
cut
are you
off?
doing it now?
Go-
Or
I'm fine
are we
with
going
waiting
to do
if you
it
want to.
after the meeting?
We can finish.
We can finish the other stuff, so that Joni doesn't have to,
Is
well,
that
Oh,
acceptable?
yeah, we can go
Oh,
in.
you can finish the other stuff, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go in to close the regular business.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so we just voted to go in, so now we have to vote to go back out.
We did not, we
Okay,
did not.
we didn't finish it, okay.
we voted, but we just haven't gone into the session.
Yeah,
Correct.
just say Rob made a motion to go into executive session at the end of the regular
Yeah.
council meeting, okay? We just
Okay,
have one more resolution to do, right?
we got several.
No, we got a couple more here, yeah. We're down to Kelly.
Okay, this is the first reading to confirm the appointment of Kelly I. Rankin as village fiscal officer and to establish pay rate.
All right, that's the first reading. We'll have the second reading next in 3 weeks.
Okay, hold on. All right, this is the first reading, resolution adopting the Hamilton County Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan and to declare emergency.
All right, we've had the first reading. I need a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second and third reading, please.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York. May we
Aye.
may we have the second reading, please?
Resolution adopting the Hamilton County Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan and to declare emergency.
All right, this second reading, any discussion about this? I know Chris has been working, in here, and he's,
He's been mitigating.
yeah, kind of working out whatever details need to be worked out with this.
Okay, this is the third reading, resolution adopting the Hamilton County Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan and to declare emergency.
Motion and a second to adopt the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right, I need a motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause, please.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
All right, that'll be adopted.
Okay. This is the first reading, a resolution authorizing the village to apply for 2024 Community Development Block Grant, ACDBG for the Dogwood Park project and to declare emergency.
All right, you've heard the first reading. I need a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second and third reading.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ayer?
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight?
Aye.
Dr. Lewis?
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin?
Aye.
Mr. York?
Aye.
May we have the second reading, please?
A resolution authorizing the village to apply for 2024 Community Development Block Grant, ACDBG for the Dogwood Park project and to declare emergency.
Okay, it's a second reading, of course. Any discussion, any questions? Randy, do you want to make a comment about this?
Well, we don't know really. I know that they had approached on the Dogwood Park, and they do like to fund parks. There's also a community economic development grant, and that can do streetscapes as well. So I'll circulate that information. I just got it. I'll circulate that this evening or tomorrow. And
It's okay.
I think they're both, the timetable for both of them is the same. So I think we look at that and say, is this applicable? Is this something that we can participate in and
Sure.
try to figure that out?
Okay.
So,
And
I'm
it's
sorry.
possible that they come back and say, Randy, we can't do this, we can do that or do that. So we may have to pivot from Dogwood.
And this is that $30,000 grant?
No, this is up to 300,000.
Oh, well, that's a decimal point.
Well, is there a match in this?
No,
There's no match.
it's a payback
Reimbursement, you mean?
reimbursement. Yep.
Okay, okay.
I think they have 875 for Hamilton County, 875,000
Wow.
So,
for all of Hamilton County.
Yeah, and we're going for 3, huh?
And so,
are we, are we?
But they advised you on that, right? They recommended.
Well, what they advised was to do it over 3 years, 100, 100.
Okay.
Again, I was on they had a Zoom call
Oh, that's
last
what
week.
April said, right?
Yeah, explaining it, and I'm setting up an appointment with her, and then on November 1st, they open it up, and it's due on November 28th. So we've got time.
Yeah,
But
okay.
we did need to get this.
Sure, okay.
So I guess my point is, we may have to do another one for that economic development, if we can figure out something that we can.
Something, yeah, okay. Any other questions? You all good? Comfortable?
what specific aspects are you applying for? If you,
The big thing for us, because we really don't have low, moderate income, is senior services. That's the big thing that,
Accessibility.
senior services accessibility. That's really our angle.
But and correct me if I'm wrong, we're still kind of formulating what our actual project
Correct.
will be that
Yep,
we're going
yep,
to
yep.
apply for. We're working through that.
Because,
Yeah.
as you know, but based upon today, there's the capital, state capital.
Right, but to answer Marcy's question, I don't think we really know yet. You're working on it and.
Well, that was the direction I was given.
Right.
And if you read the letter of recommendation that Steve Johns wrote with Hamilton County Planning and Development, he actually referenced in that letter, we gave them a mini planning grant
Right.
for this. So,
Okay. Well.
But this is to apply.
this is simply
To
to
apply for a grant.
Yeah, okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah, third reading, please.
Okay. A resolution authorizing the village to apply for 2024 Community Development Block Grant, ACDBG for the Dogwood Park project and to declare emergency.
All right, a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Or second?
Second. Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, a motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause, please.
So moved.
Is that Rob?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right,
Okay.
last one.
All right. To accept the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and to declare emergency.
Okay, you've had the first reading, a motion and a second to suspend the rules and allow for the second and third reading.
So moved. Second.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Rankin votes aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
This is the second reading to accept the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and to declare emergency.
Okay, any questions? May we have the third reading, please?
To accept the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor and to declare emergency.
All right, I need a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, a motion and a second to evoke the emergency clause.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Ms. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right, that's it. All right, looks like we have two ordinances.
Okay, this is the third reading to amend Section 51.17 of the Mariemont Code of Ordinances to increase fees collected for garbage and refuse pickup.
All right, a motion and a second to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Air.
Aye.
Mr. Bartlett.
Aye.
Mrs. Brown Knight.
Aye.
Dr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mrs. Rankin.
Aye.
Mr. York.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, this is the first reading to repeal ordinance 01414 to enter into contract with H. Hafner and Sons Incorporated for brush, gravel, dirt construction fill, and leaf dumping in consideration for money and the right to farm part of the south 80 acres.
Okay, first reading. We'll have the second reading in 3 weeks.
And is there, this is a contract, it seems like it should be a resolution instead of an ordinance. I was curious why this was an ordinance versus a resolution
I think
versus a
because,
contract.
because the last one was couched as an ordinance, that's why, and so I think we just decided to continue it that way.
I just pulled the last one and did it.
Because it seems like, again, contracts we do is,
Yeah, technically can, but you can make this as an ordinance, it's not gonna affect the validity of it,
Right,
that's for
right.
sure. It's pretty much, you know, what you and I have talked about 1,000 times, as long as we present it out to the public, it's good. Next time, maybe Joni will make it a resolution, if there is a next time.
Well, I mean, do you want it changed for the next meeting to read as a resolution?
You could make a motion to change this ordinance to a resolution, yeah.
I would move that we do
Yeah,
that, just to make.
yeah, 'cause it's not
Because it's a
really-
contract, it's not,
Right,
it's not,
yeah.
we're not changing the
Yeah,
law.
and we're not changing, you know, how, or the Mariemont
Not
Code of
code.
Ordinances at all, yeah. So Joni, Rob just made a motion to caption this as a resolution, to enter into the contract with Hafner. Matt seconded it, everybody agreed to that, and.
Did they?
No, no.
Aye.
Go ahead, call the roll. I want to make sure you got
Did,
something to
I'm
tonight.
sorry, I didn't hear it. Did Matt second it?
He did not. would
Okay,
you-
I'm sorry.
Bill, no, that's okay. I'm just, Bill, would you very briefly, this is the one piece of this meeting when I read the packet, just explain what this contract is and does.
With the Hafner folks, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, over the years, we've had a contract with them about dumping, leaves down at their place. Gravel and dirt construction fill, I guess we take some gravel and dirt in exchange for some of the leaves. We had an arrangement whereby we would take the leaves down there because they were gonna mulch them, that kind of a thing, and so, and then they would, in return, give us fill as needed, kind of a thing. I guess also,
Well, it also says we'll buy our mulch from them too, is
Yeah.
what's in there
Right.
too.
yeah.
And
So-
then they,
so if
and
I-
then,
And we
then
would-
they get to farm part of
Right.
the South 80. I think if you go down there, you can tell where
John
where
could
that
probably
is.
give you a lot
Yeah.
more background.
They have, if you go down into the John, if you go down the South 80 at the bottom of the hill, as you're approaching in, you've got the plots, on the right-hand side.
Yep.
You notice on the left-hand side, there's a lot of leaves and things down there. Something, either the contract expired or something last year, or the year before, and instead of driving all the way to Halfton, we started dumping leaves down there. If that's gonna be picked up and taken to them, that I'm not really clear on. I had talked to John about this at one point about, gee, it seems like this great pile of leaves and things, we ought to turn that into our own compost. That may be an option down there, but I don't have the details of it worked out yet. But it could make one heck of a pile of compost.
So it seems like it's sort of a swap, though. It's like, again,
Yep.
we'll take our stuff to them,
Swap.
they'll take it for free, they
Yeah.
won't charge us the fee.
Exactly.
We buy our mulch from them, and then the second piece of this is we let them, they'll till the whole South 80, but then they get to use part of it without taking any topsoil away.
Yeah, over the years, at various times, yes, they have planted, I believe they planted soybeans or something like that on the bigger, on the part to the left, yes. Now whether they've got some down there this year or not.
Yeah, they've
Yeah, they do.
planted beans down there.
Yeah, okay. So it's kind of an exchange kind of a thing like that, basically.
Right, and I think to answer your question on the compost, the way that John explained it to me, I haven't looked anything up or anything, but we can't have our own big old compost pile down there because we're in a floodplain.
Right.
And so there are restrictions, or if we were to have one, we would have to build a huge
Barry, I know
contraption around it.
that was gonna be an
Yeah.
issue, whether or not it would, flood
Right,
and, kind
yeah,
of thing.
so, but anyway, that answers my question,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
So do you want to second the move?
Yes, I now officially second that.
Sorry about that, I
Oh, no,
apologize.
no.
I just want, so I reviewed this with the South 80 committee, and they've got a lot of questions. So what I will do is I'll circulate those around. How much tillable acres is it? What's the market value for leasing tillable acres?
Yeah.
What's our projected cost? They haven't tilled the garden plots. They couldn't remember the last time, and that's part of the contract. And the big thing is, I'll ask Ed for guidance on this. What is our out on this? It says it's either party can
Cancel anytime.
cancel at any time. I just want to be, they wanted to be comfortable with that.
Well, yeah, there needs, because it references a contract, but I don't see a contract there. I just see a bunch of things, so I'm assuming, do we have a contract?
Yeah.
We must have a contract with all this written down. I think it would be helpful to see that as well.
Well, it's funny because it has where the president agrees to above, so this might be the contract. But I will tell you that the consensus is we need that tilled and planted, otherwise it would just be 10-foot tall weeds. So it's a good thing for the village. I think that they just wanted, some of these questions answered so they're comfortable moving forward.
Yeah.
And I'll circulate that this week.
So they're supposed to till the plots?
That's what it says in,
But I'm not sure
can't
they've
tell you,
ever,
Lynn.
they've ever tilled the plots.
I don't know how
mean,
they could,
well,
frankly.
Glassmeyer
Yeah,
gets in
'cause
there,
there's
I
a
think,
fair-
doesn't
there's
he
some
do that?
fences.
Glassmeyer gets in there and tills.
Somebody who drives
Or-
by
or
my
the-
house
the-
with a big
The plot,
thing.
Yeah.
VC does it. I don't think, because there's too much stuff there. I mean, it would have to be a,
Well, so it sounds like there's some things we need to clarify before we have a second reading.
yeah,
But, it should be a resolution, so now we're gonna vote on that?
if you would
We
like.
just, I thought we
Because
just
we have a
did.
first and a second. I don't think we voted on it yet, though.
What, the caption is a resolution?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Air.
That's what we need to vote on.
Yeah, that's all we're voting on, is just to make this a resolution next time we have a reading.
And question, this seconding it is getting harder than I thought. Should we table it until everybody's reviewed it, or
well, it's the first reading, so.
first reading?
So we
Yeah, I
can get
think I'll go
questions
forward
answered
with
by the
this
next
reading,
meeting.
and then,
All right.
next time, if everyone's not
2 weeks till the
comfortable,
next meeting.
then you can table
Yeah.
it until you become comfortable.
Yep.
And one thing, I've never seen a contract for this, but I would say whenever an agreement says it can be terminated any time, my question is it really a contract?
Right,
You know?
I mean,
Yeah.
So,
But I think there
Yeah.
should be, right, a contract. It references a contract, but I don't.
there should be, yeah, but I couldn't tell you if there's one or not.
Well, with respect to captioning this as a resolution, I second that motion.
We already did that.
I did, okay,
Do
good.
it again.
Now we're voting
Does
on
it-
that.
Okay, aye.
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 Marcy?
Aye.
Mr. York?
aye.
We run this meeting like a fine Swiss watch.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to go into executive session, is that correct?
Yeah, so I'm going to adjourn the regular meeting.
We need a motion and a second to
To do what?
adjourn the regular,
To what?
well, no, to adjourn the
So I have
regular
a
meeting to
question
go.
for Chuck
Wait a minute.
before he leaves. When should I ask it? Before or after we do this?
I thought he was allowed to stay. Okay.
It's about me, I shouldn't be in the meeting, the executive session.
So my question is, how much of your time right now are you spending, you're supposed to be 50-50 half, 50 tax, 50 administration. What would you say more realistically it is?
Is that what it was supposed to be,
I don't think it was supposed to be 50/50.
Okay, what was it supposed to be? Is that ever defined?
Never really defined,
Okay.
but it's probably about that with different projects today. Well, Mondays and Fridays, Patty's typically off, so today was doing a lot of taxes. Sent you the job
Right.
description thing. It just depends what comes up. It's hard to define how much, because I can be in the middle of taxes, someone calls, you gotta go. Or I can be in the middle of working on that, and then someone comes in to do taxes, so it's just,
Or you could be at the pool.
I could be at the pool, yeah. So, just depends.
Okay, just curious, thanks.
I don't, I have a day runner, but I don't write down 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, I just do it.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if that had been specified.
Do you know where we are on the village website stuff? Because again, Eli had said that if we're gonna potentially make a switch, we should make that decision this month. Because it could take up to 6 months to
I've been
move
in
to.
contact with Civic Plus and Revise. They do the bulk of the other municipalities around here.
Mhm.
There's a third company. I'm not gonna use their name because it's the same company that was Norwood's accounting software, so I'm not a fan. But yeah, I'm gonna set up a Zoom meeting with Civic Plus and Revise, REVIZE. Actually, been in contact with about 4 citizens next week.
Okay, okay.
So they're not local, but something.
Yeah, no, but I've heard Civic Plus. I mean, I keep getting emails from them about some of their stuff.
They have the most.
Yeah, yeah.
If Revise has the second.
Okay.
And then there are some folks that host their own, but I think we would be better off to go to.
Yeah, we tried that before. So,
Well, we also were having meetings to, bring on board a new IT administrator.
Mhm.
So kind of linked up.
Yeah, kind of hand in hand.
No, I haven't got it back yet, no. Yeah. Yeah, it should be back soon. Okay, so a motion is second to end the regular meeting.
And it's not to end, it's just to go into.
Oh, to go into executive session.
You have to go into executive session.
Yeah.
Okay. I've learned a lot today. Thanks.
Oh, that.
Okay.
You have to do for the diversion.
So can I ask you